Hello everyone. If you are studying for SC-900, there is one idea I want to start with, because it makes the rest of the exam much easier to follow. This exam isn't really about memorizing a long list of features. Almost every topic on it is answering the same simple question, which is, what does this thing do and why would a business use it? Once you start thinking that way, the exam feels a lot less like a memory test. Now the exam itself is split into 4 parts, and I already sketched them out for you right here. Let me take my pen. Now we have got concepts, identity, then security, and finally compliance. So let's start with the first big idea, which is shared responsibility. The second you move anything into the cloud, security stops being only your job and turns into something you share with the cloud provider. And honestly, the easiest way to feel how it works is to picture renting a home instead of owning one. Think of like this. If you own the entire house, and that's what we call on-prem, then everything that breaks is on you. But as you move further into the cloud, from infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, the landlord, who in our case is Microsoft, quietly takes over more and more of the building. So the further right you go, you own less responsibility. And there's one more piece to this, and it's an important one to get right. 3 things never stop being yours, and those are your data, your identities, and your devices. The landlord owns the building itself, the physical hardware underneath, but the furniture inside is always yours to look after. And these are your furnitures, guys. The data, the identities, and devices. These are always yours, in your responsibility. That brings us to the second big idea, which is zero trust. And to really get it, picture the way security used to work, almost like an old castle. You build one big wall around the outside, and once someone is inside that wall, everyone just assumes they belong there. But you can probably already see the problem, because the moment a single attacker slips past that wall, there's nothing left to stop them wandering wherever they like. Zero trust basically throws that whole idea to the bin, and it fires the old guard who used to trust everyone just for being inside. Instead, it puts a checkpoint at every single door, inside and out. So every request has to prove who it is, every single time. And that's really all people mean when they throw around that phrase. Never trust, always verify. And the whole thing rests on 3 simple rules. You verify explicitly, which just means you actually check every request properly. You give least privilege, so people only ever get the access they genuinely need and nothing more. And you assume breach, which means you build everything as if an attacker's already inside, because one day very well might be. And the third idea is the one that quietly ties the whole field together, the CIA Triad. Just about every security control you'll run into is really protecting one of the 3 things. And once you can picture this little triangle in your head, the whole subject starts to organize itself. The C stands for confidentiality, which is just making sure only the right people can see the data. And that's exactly what encryption is there for. The I stands for integrity, which means nobody's quietly changed the data behind your back. And that's the thing hashing checks for you. And the A stands for availability, which is simply the data being there the moment you actually need it. Confidentiality, integrity, availability, and I promise you, every control you ever learn is protecting one of those 3. And honestly, that's pretty much it. Those are the 3 foundations of the entire SC-900 exam is built on. There is shared responsibility, which is all about working out who owns what. There is zero trust, which tells you to never trust anyone just by default. And there's the CIA Triad, keeping your data confidential, intact and available. Once these three click, a lot of the rest of the exam is really just detail built on top of them. In the next video we get into identity, which is really the whole question of proving who you are and what you are actually allowed to do. So if this made things a little clearer, go ahead and subscribe to the next one finds you. And I'll see you there.